this government plan to have hubs in the various, in 6 geopolitical zones. I think they have it. They said in the other 5, the presidential executive order 5, that they're going to put this STI, the Science, Technology and Innovation hubs, in the 6 geopolitical zone. It's a very good idea. Second thing, when you talk about science and technology, it should not be a frightening thing. It should be something that all of us should be thinking about. The person that made the coffee, for example, is not a scientist. The coffee machine just thought, look, I find it so difficult to start preparing coffee, getting out from bed, and how can it be done? We should have a machine that will make coffee rather than, I have to boil the water. Like something, just let me have a machine that will do everything. And that was how it was made. The pounded yam, somebody in Nigeria, made a contraption for pounded yam. And he couldn't give it to somebody else. No incubation center to say, okay, can we take it further? I think it was a Japanese that came, took it back to Japan, and they made the yam pounder and started importing it. They don't eat yam or pounded yam in Japan, and started importing it to us. So the point I'm trying to make is this. We have an abundance. You see, what the real resources of any country is the brain, the human beings. So we have an abundance. And what is happening right now is to showcase it so that everybody is now aware, and then we can shake hands with ourselves and continue to move on from there.
All right, I like that. It's in the brain. 180 million or thereabouts of us, and why are we not churning out things to reflect these numbers? But we'll come back to you. But before we get there, there's also the matter of the finishing. Yes, a lot of people will tell you, right, you're not reinventing the wheel. It's already been invented. Well, what we're looking out for is taking advantage of it and setting it to use as to solve all kinds of issues for us. And when we so do, we find that the products that are produced, the finishing leaves a lot to be desired, and it is not commercially attractive. There is a problem, isn't that?
Yes. The first thing, the bedrock of science and technology and innovation to be of benefit to the citizens of any country is patriotism. That's it. Because you can have a government today that will say, I'm banning X, Y, Z. If there's no patriotism, later when the government changes, the people will start crying. Say, no, we want to have this. I'll give you an example of rice. Ban on ban, ban on ban. But if there's patriotism, we'll say, look, I will eat what is produced in my country. I want to give you another example. Almost every one of us are riding cars. And for most of us, it's cars that is riding us. Yes, because when you see the one that is produced in Nigeria, I say, no, the finishing is not good. Even because of the seat alone that is not well padded, you say you are not going to buy it. Because, you see, there are some things you need to do for the sake of pride. That is made in Nigeria. I'm proud of it. We are not proud of it. I want to give you another example. Why is it that most of our businesses advertise on foreign media, television media? Why? They will pay 100 times what they are paying NTA. That foreign media, okay, to do their advert for them. Because people turn to their place. What concerns me about what is happening somewhere, when I can just read about it for 5 minutes on WhatsApp or whatever, than to say, oh, is it not better to say, look, I know where my president is sleeping tonight. That one is more important to me. And we have first-class journalists in the country. Why won't people? You are there. Very enjoyable program you normally anchor. But how many Nigerians are tuning to us right now? So the issue is this. First thing is patriotism. Then the second thing is that science, technology, and innovation does not come with the mind that I want to make money. No. You won't think well. Anybody that is thinking that he wants to make money is just a pure trader. You buy and sell, buy and sell. To think about technology, you want to care for people. You want to care for yourself first. I want to make my life easier. Now, I want to export that to other people for them to enjoy. Of course, money will eventually come. But in a situation where there's rat race, I want to get the money to do what? Build a house or whatever. And this is what, the Nigeria Society of Engineers have been advocating. That first, let's be patient with ourselves. Let us know that the people that we are patronizing, there will be one day we may not have money to pay for it. They will not say because they've been giving us these goods and services for the past 50 years and they have made so much profit. When we come now and we don't have money, they will give us. No way. They are going to turn you around because they will say you were stupid. Instead of having mass transit, all of you are buying cars. You buy even fairly used ones. We come to your country. You will even come to our country to take the old ones and take it back to your country, accidented one to your country, and you have human beings that can think. You have engineers, you have scientists, you have people. Your mechanics are fantastic people. The cars that we made 30 years ago, 40 years ago, without parts, those mechanics that did not even see the four walls of a university, they are still maintaining them. That is ingenious. And those are the things we need to appreciate. So the first thing is patriotism. And the DG of NOTAP said one thing, that last year there was reduction. Now, lastly, we have some attitudes that are very good, consuming attitude. For example, if you are doing a wedding or birthday, whatever, they say you must go with a souvenir. That culture is good because if we are using products that are made in Nigeria for such a culture, very nice. Because the factory will be very busy, everybody will be employed, they will be able to improve on it. Because the people that we are talking about today, who are making fantastic goods, they didn't just start from there. They started from the crude one. In fact, in the 60s, when I was a young boy, they were making jest of Japanese products. In fact, nobody will even buy Chinese products. Because they're so crude. The ones that are really trending from Britain, from Germany, and so on. So we have to start somewhere. But then, in starting somewhere, like I keep saying, we have to be patient with ourselves. Not to pull each other. We have to be encouraging ourselves. The companies that have been importing goods, from abroad to come and sell here, they should be the one to endow, centers within the university system to fund. You see, most countries that we are talking about, I say they are developed. Those who are feeding them with funds are those who are already making profits from whatever they are doing.
All right, our phone lines are open, and we have a very first caller tonight. It's Kabir calling in from Zaria. Hello, Kabir. Kabir, are you with us?
Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you guys?
Right, go right ahead, Kabir.
I've heard the topic that you are discussing about. But according to me, there are so many issues concerning technology in Nigeria. If you take a look at the way our schools are training students, most of the students that were graduated, they are graduated, but most of them lack practical aspects. They lack practical, there are no practical equipment in the schools. Most of the students that were graduated are not, for instance, I'm a computer scientist, but in that school, there is no single practical, serious practical that was made in the school. So how can we be developed when in our schools we are not practically equipped? I'm calling on the government and the agencies that are responsible for that to please take a good look at such things that are going in order to make our country improve the level or to the standard of the world. That's my contribution tonight. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Kabir, we'll note the things you said there.